The world's leading memory chip makers have stopped selling used chip-making equipment for fear of falling foul of U.S. export controls on China and Western sanctions on Russia. FT. China's exports are surging as the country's factories seek international buyers amid weak domestic demand. But the Russia products is set to raise fresh tensions between Beijing and the world's major economies. NYT. The United Steelworkers Union will ask President Joe Biden to open a trade investigation into alleged Chinese unfair economic practices in the shipbuilding and maritime logistics sectors. FT. ECB leaning toward keeping the minimum reserve requirement at the current 1% level, a positive for banks given concerns the figure could rise. BBG. UK jobs report for Jan is soft, with employment-21k, versus the street plus 5k and versus plus 72k in DEC, while wage growth cools. RTRS. President Vladimir Putin has sacked the commander of Russia's navy after it suffered a series of humiliating losses in the Black Sea, according to Ukrainian officials with knowledge of the shakeup. FT. Jamie Dimon said a U.S. recession isn't off the table, but the Fed should wait for more clarity before it cuts interest rates. The worst case would be stagflation, he warned. BBG. Oracle plus 13% in pre-MKT trading after it reported 3 cents of EPS upside for FQ3 thanks to higher op margins, and management made very bullish comments on the call about its cloud infrastructure business. Demand for our Gen 2 AI infrastructure substantially exceeds supply, despite the fact we are opening new and expanding existing cloud data centers very, very rapidly. Our Gen 2 cloud infrastructure business will remain in a hypergrowth phase, up 53% in Q3, for the foreseeable future. RTRS.
RTRS. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Couple of headlines. Again, you got a bond auction coming up later here today, too. So we'll see. CPI was a little bit hotter on the month over month. So we're almost break even. Had a little bit of a head scratcher, bullish reaction. Bond yields have gone higher, TLT down. But S&P futures are up by 0.4 Tuesday morning, despite a hotter-than-expected February core CPI report. Follow stocks finishing mostly lower in a quiet Monday that saw momentum names, including semis, underperform. However, select Mag 7 laggards fared better, and S&P equal weight finished higher. Treasuries firmer with a bit of curve steepening after yields backed up on Monday. Also lower yields in Europe with some focus on softer UK wage and labor data. Dollar index little change, while yen giving back some of the recent strength on Ueda comments. Gold is down by 0.1. Bitcoin futures off by 0.2. WTI little change. Market shaking off another hotter than expected core CPI print. Street had already been talking about some upside risk in recent days. Broader disinflation trend is still intact, though slow, and economists likely to keep rolling out forward calls of some of their reprieve on shelter costs. In addition, market has already priced out a meaningful chunk of expected Fed easing from earlier in the year, and several more inflation reports before June meeting when the market is looking for the first cut. Stocks have managed to withstand the hawkish Fed pivot repricing with the help from better earnings growth backdrop, stable 24 consensus earnings, high-profile secular growth themes, particularly AI and GLP, and buyback and passive flows. Headline February CPI printed in line with consensus for 0.4 monthly rise, but faster than January. Headline up 3.2 year over year. Core CPI a bit hotter than expected, rising 0.4 month over month versus forecast of 0.3. Shelter, airlines, used cars, auto insurance, and apparel components all up higher. Core up 3.8 on the year from 3.9 follows hotter than expected January. That put more traction behind concerns about sticky service inflation and drove nearly a 1.5 sell-off on the S&P. However, some firms partly blamed start of the year price increases. Not much else in headlines today, though there will be some attention on today's auction of $39 billion of 10-year notes following yesterday's well-received 3-year auction. Oracle up big following fiscal Q3 results, with takeaways highlighting unexpected acceleration in CRPO growth as supportive of renewed cloud momentum. ADM earnings seemingly overshadowed by completion of internal investigation and $2 billion buyback boost. ONON hit by slight revenue miss with some focus on FX headwinds. Kohl's Q4 comps light, GM better, and guidance mixed. MTN laggers, softer fiscal Q2 results. Reduced full-year guidance chalked up to unfavorable conditions across its North American resorts. On guidance, Delta reaffirmed quarter 1 revenue guidance with midpoint still below street. Southwest cut full-year capacity, citing fewer Boeing deliveries than previously expected. Outside of earnings, Reuters reported some necessary time or some time necessary before Tesla can resume full production at the Grudheid factory in Germany. Citing comments from the plant head, New York Times reported Boeing failed 33 of 89 FAA product audits, with 97 cases of noncompliance recorded, and Advanced Auto Parts reached a cooperation agreement with activist investors, including Third Point, added people to their board of directors. Wow. Don't worry, there's a little more. Core inflation set to ease as good prices continue falling. That didn't happen. Trump implied he would reinstate tariffs on foreign goods if reelected. UK unemployment rate rose for the first time since July as wage growth eased, adding hopes of overcooling inflation. Australian businesses conditions back above long-run average, but inflation pressures persist. Bank of Japan seen ending NERP in March. If pay raises are well above last year. Bank of Japan Governor Ueda reaffirms economy recovering, but also highlights some signs of weakness. Sources say Bank of Japan will likely offer guidance on buying upon ending YCC to avoid causing market disruptions. Bank of Japan's surprising lack of ETF support seen as another sign of impending policy normalization. ECB leaning against every immediate change in bank's minimum reserve level from current 1%. Hawkish Bank of England members, Mann says UK has a long way to go for inflation pressures to be consistent with 2% target. Leverage long NVIDIA ETF experiencing record trading volumes and inflows. Bank of America strategist boosts S&P profit forecast for 24, citing economic growth and AI investment cycle. S&P option traders positioning for the largest post-CPI swing since April of 2023. Chinese equities finding favor among some global investors. Crypto assets experiencing huge inflows with $10.3 billion received so far in 2024, almost matching $10.6 billion over all of 2021. Oracle Cloud revenue tops estimate provides upbeat guidance. FAA Boeing 737 audit finds dozens of issues, with the company failing 33 of 89 exams. AAP reaches deal with Third Point. Traders continue to close out short positions on U.S. crude. Spread between OPEC and IEA oil demand projections widest in 16 years. U.S. targeting TikTok, China's access to advanced technology as tensions simmer. House moves TikTok divestment bill to floor as Trump voices his opposition to banning the app. Biden urged to open investigation into Chinese shipbuilding by U.S. steel unions. U.S. Intelligence agencies warn of increasingly fragile world order that is challenging U.S. primacy. And then Biden weighs conditioning future military aid to Israel if it proceeds with full invasion of Rafah. Wow. SPY is right back to where the data came out. We've gone through the news. Again, I think every 15 minutes kind of been somewhat accurate, but that's all the news for the data. Again, a lot of people were waiting for today. Even the reaction left some people scratching their heads a little bit, but we're going to have a lot of reaction, a bond auction coming up later in the day. And then remember, this is going to give you a little bit of runway into Thursday with more data on the way. But we got a couple of pre-market movers. Oracle is up by 12.6 on earnings. 3M is up by 4.4. Bill Brown appointed CEO effective May 21st. MSTR up by 3.8. ADM is up 3.4. Earnings update on audit committee-led investigation. Path up 2.9. Carvana 2.4. Jefferies upgrades to hold. Coin 1.7. Raymond James upgrades to market perform. GLNG up 9.5, ENFN 5.6 off earnings, Manu 4.0 off earnings, IBRX 3.5, MDGL 3.4, NYCB 3.4 closes $1 billion investment announced last week, HCP up 3.3, IonQ up 3.1, Sound 3.0, KNX is up by 3.0, AAP up 1.5, reports 3 new independent director and discloses cooperation agreements. CLRO is up 76%, 50 cents special dividend. RGLS is up 59.6. RGLS S8429 top line data, oversubscribed $100 million private placement. LSTM up 32%, 765 senior convertible debt. HRTG up 21.6 off earnings. MSAI 14.9. ALSE up 14.8. ROIDE up 11.7. SIGA up 11.4. Special cash dividend of 60 cents a share. LFMD up 13.11 off earnings. VTYX 10.0. Oppenheimer Wells Fargo upgrades. SMXT up 9.2. BVS 6.2 off of earnings. BTDR 5.5 initiates buy at B. Riley. RXT up 1.9 reportedly nears restructuring deal with Bloomberg. Chinese ADRs all trading higher. ONON trading lower, down 12.8 off earnings. Love down 7.4, guidance comments on Boeing deliveries. Roblo down 2.6, TKO down 1.9, Boeing down 1.6. Boeing MAX production failed 33 FAA audits. Delta down 1.1 off guidance. ACAD down 16.8 off trial results. Arlay down 9.9. KLIC down 8.1, Project W update. OCOL down 3.9 earnings. AAL down 3.8 guidance. ASON down 3.1 earnings. SPR down 2.3, Boeing Sympathy. ATMU down 2.3. IGT down 1.8 off earnings. RNLX 10 million equity private placement. NRXP down 19.1, seeking shareholder approval for reverse stock split. CTMX down 17.1 earnings. XPDB down 17.0. STI down 10.0. BLDE down 8.5 off earnings. AMLX down 5.6. LXRX down 3.6. And then Alto down 3.6 earnings. LOI for CCS project. Wow, not too big of a list. Yeah, 3M, new CEO. New CEO. Their last CEO was in charge for 6 years. Not bad, baby. So, Chattadonia, I got a couple plays, not anything crazy. Oracle, 3M, ADM, AAP, and then RGLS. Also keeping an eye there on gold and oil once again. Again, RGLS, they had data and then oversubscribed placement, but they're already up a lot. So we'll see how that plays. And then Oracle, maybe we get lucky on a post-earnings. 3M might have already went a little crazy, but that one could be good if that continues. Again, it likes to make a move towards $100. So we will find out. But Chattadonia, we are so early, bro. Oh, former Bank of Japan. Let me play. I'm going to go grab me another water. I've already down 2 this morning. I'm feeling good, even though I was getting beat up by daylight savings this morning. Yeah, we got like 15 minutes. We could talk about anything.
That's going to be a catalyst. That's good.
I want to hear what Takahide said.
Move next week.
Bank of Japan officials are moving closer to raising rates. Bloomberg
all right, well, give me a second. We'll go over plays here in a sec. I'll answer some questions. We got a lot of time. Again, we're right back to where the CPI came down. Bond yields lower.
So, Enda, where
let's see what
at
happens.
This moment? Does it seem like essentially a coin flip that they normalize policy?
It really does, Danny. It sounds like it's a very close decision. Our colleagues in Tokyo reporting, as you mentioned, that it sounds like they're 50-50 at best on this. Now, there are a couple of things at play here. First of all, there will be the trade union wage negotiations with those results due on Friday. And by all accounts, it sounds like if that comes in, say, on the higher end of the pay scale, then the BOJ will be green-lighted to move ahead. That seems to be the signalling. And then, of course, the question becomes, what do they do? Do they, pull out of the negative rate and bring it back to 0, or did it push it higher up to maybe actually increase it up to 0.1, go in kind of a one move and done type scenario? And also, of course, what did they do with yield curve control? So even if we'll say the wage data comes in on Friday, there are question marks over what exactly policy levers they will pull. And of course, if the wage data doesn't come in on the hot side of things, well, it probably will put the focus back on April, because either way, most analysts watching this story are saying that Japan is edging towards its first interest rate hike since 2007.
Even so, we did hear from Ueda, who said that there's still some weakness in some household spending data. That in itself seemed to weaken the yen this morning. It is weaker by about 0.5% versus the dollar. And I mean, that kind of language, it still seems like a tepid BOJ.
No, absolutely right, Danny. And I think we know with the BOJ, they always want to move somewhat cautiously. They certainly won't want to be seen to create a policy error. Remember, the BOJ in the past has raised rates at times, only, of course, to have to reverse gear on that. On the fiscal side of things in Japan, remember the famous move to increase the sales tax a few years ago that ultimately was blamed for kind of putting a stop in the Abenomics momentum. So the BOJ will be very careful. But nonetheless, though, people watching this story closely have been making the point that the BOJ are keen to at least get out of negative territory, to pull out of it. They're the last major central bank in the world pursuing negative interest rates. That is having a skewed effect on their markets. They are keen to get out of it. They're just looking for an excuse when to do so. And, of course, they want to pull off the magic trick, which is, of course, doing that without blowing up the markets and without setting back the economy. That's why it is a pretty tricky task for them, and that's why there's so much focus on the wage data on Friday. If the wages come in hot, then that would give them pretty good cover and a green light to say that they have to pull out of where they are.
I think that's the magic trick every central banker wants to pull off. Fix things, don't blow up the market. Enda, thank you so much. Bloomberg's Enda Curran. Kathy Jones and Zachary Griffiths are back with us. Zach, does the BOJ need to move now? Is this their window of opportunity before we get Fed cuts, as you and Kathy say, in the second half of this year?
I think it is the BOJ's opportunity. You've had inflation come up quite a bit and had global inflation at really elevated levels over the past couple of years. So we are expecting the BOJ to move this year. And when we think about it from our perspective, it's important from a hedging cost perspective and how attractive U.S. assets become to Japanese investors. But we do think that the time is now for the Bank of Japan.
See, this I find interesting, Kathy, because if the BOJ moves, we're talking about a 10 basis point hike. In terms of yield differentials, it's not that big of a difference. So what impact does signaling have in this case if we are moving towards policy normalization in the BOJ?
Well, the difficulty for the BOJ is...
BOJ, again, that's on March 18th. That's going to be good. You have something on Fitch. Liquidity tightens at smaller U.S. banks as larger banks hold steady. Liquidity coverages of uninsured deposits decline noticeably at banks in 23, particularly among smaller banking institutions. And then again, Apollo reached out to Para. Yeah, I put it up right when I left there. But they already jumped up 6%. So Chattadonia, not bad at all. We have a lot of time here. We haven't gone over plays yet. I went over mine. We went over the pre-market movers. I have yet to ask you. I'll ask you here in a little bit, but we got a couple of minutes here. Is there any questions? Again, core CPI came in hotter on the month over month. That was the real issue. Headline came in about in line, but still a little stickier. But for the most part, today was a slightly hotter inflation print. We have not moved at all. I mean, we did move down and then go up, but it was pricing in 1%. We have not moved anywhere today. So we'll see. Yeah, we have time to get the likes to 1,000. I think we're going to hit it. Oh, yeah, we're close to 1,000 likes before the bell, baby. Amen. So hit that like button. I like Oracle. I think Oracle may have a lot of AI hype. Again, what they were talking about, hyper growth on their AI segment, that was really good. Again, 3M I have on my list. New CEO, that's going to be good news. And really, it likes going crazy above 100. So watch for like 101, and then if it could fill that gap, getting back up there, that will be very interesting. Other than that, though, we'll see off of the open. And then again, like I said, I do like Oracle a lot. I may want to go shares. We'll see what's up with the options there. But Oracle is already up a decent amount. I think 136 is the all-time high. So we'll see. Is there any other questions, though? We got a lot of time. We got like 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes, and then we'll go plays, and then plays. Anything? 3M already, I guess it is at 100. It wasn't there. It was at 95 and then like 98, but I was looking for a 100 move. 101 will be the earnings gap up level. Dollar, I mean, I think the yen pulled back a little bit. So the data kind of moved things around, but Ueda he was talking things yesterday, but he didn't sound as aggressive. So the yen pulled back a little bit, kind of helping out the dollar or adding strength to the dollar. Neutral rate, I mean, it's supposed to be where inflation minus like interest rates. So, or it should be where both the economy doesn't like, it should be growing, or it shouldn't grow it and it shouldn't restrain it at the same time. So things should be neutral. And then you're restrictive if rates are higher than inflation. MasterCard introduces subscription management solution. Wow. All right. No, we haven't done the play. We got some time. We have some time. We got like 2 minutes, and then we're going to do the plays, or 3 minutes, and then we'll do the pledge. PDUFAs, I think there's a couple this week. There was a little bit of data. I do think you even get Pfizer today as well. I think Pfizer is going to be speaking at a conference either today or tomorrow. So I'll have to double check. And then again, there was like 2 sets of companies, RGLS, and another one had bad data. RGLS had good data and then oversubscribed private placement. Yeah, gold came down a little bit. We'll see how that ends up playing out. Also, Fed futures, those May odds dropped a little bit. So I'm waiting to see if the ZQK, if that could drop a little bit more, I'm down to buy that to the upside. But then again, I don't know if today's data really supports it. If we get a bounce on bonds, I may be down to short that again. 1 p.m. today, you are going to be getting your, what's it called? You are going to be getting bond auction. So keep that in mind. Reddit, I think it'll be a cool IPO. If you could get shares and, want to go for the flip, that'd be nice. But other than that, we're going to wait till it comes out and play the earnings criteria. Chattadonia. That being said now, I don't want to waste any time. I want to make sure we get right to the pledge, and we're ready to go on this beautiful CPI day. So, Chattadonia, happy Tuesday. You're here right now. What is your first play of the day? Post it in the chat. Like the video. Post your first play. What do we got, baby? Oh, you hear that? The coin dropped right at the time. CLR, SIGA, special dividend, Bow inputs, ARM call, SPY puts, Oracle, Eli Lilly flip, selling JD, SPY puts, Bow inputs, holding Apple call, selling MTN, BABA shares, Tesla shares, puts on BA puts, ARM puts, SPY puts, Tesla puts, KRE, NVIDIA puts, Boeing puts, Coinbase puts, Tesla, DWOC puts, SMCI. Anybody want to call? NVIDIA calls, there it is, Meta calls, Ater earnings, Riot calls, Bally calls, holding targets, SPY daily, Apple calls, Google, IWM dime, lots of Boeing, watching Oracle, Meta, SPY calls, Celsius calls, Hood May, Tesla calls, SPY calls, 3M, Beetle calls, Neo calls, Soxel puts, Google puts, Apple calls, selling JD, UEC long, Google puts, Google calls, ARM puts on everything, Google puts, MSTR, Beetle call, ARM is dying, SPY calls, SPY puts, Mara, why is everyone so bearish, Soxel, Meta put, NVIDIA, QQQ, good morning, baby, Wall, WB11 calls, watching gold, FBTC, puts on puts, IWM, ARM, NVIDIA, QQQ, Apple calls, Google, Tesla, GameStop calls, SPY puts in the final plays. Euro close, CVX calls, Chad calls, crackheads, and MNQ short, baby. Let's go. Wow. A lot of puts out there, Chad. A lot of puts there. So let's see. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's something I have calls on every day. Before I go to chase a dollar, before I try to enrich myself here at the Colt, before we do anything, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that has made a sacrifice more than most of us ever have and ever will. And I am talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the Colt, the people here, the people not here, want to give a huge special shout out. All the active servicemen, past servicemen, anybody who has served this country, even their families. Thank you for your service. Thank you to your dedication. Whether or not your peers and fellow citizens have given you that love and appreciation, I hope you know we love and appreciate you. And thank you for your service, baby. And big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities. All the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the garbage men, the coaches. You're making your community run. That's where it all happens, baby. So thank you as well. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and justice for all, baby. Set the digits! Oh, it's game time, baby. Horn. Let's go. Oh, Chattadonia. The Jets have been sent. Designer is back in the Chad. Oh, my goodness. So, Chattadonia, happy Tuesday. Again, I think there's going to be a lot in store today. You're already having a couple of tech names move. I want to know what the balance is going to be, but bond yields are already coming down, or bond yields are going up. Bonds are coming down, and then SPY, you are like barely right where you were when the data came out. So that's pretty wild. Yeah, 3M's already above 100, but the fact is, I mean, we're practically unchanged from the data. So again, that data too came in a little hotter. Last time we had a move like that, it was straight down on the January or the February CPI. So we'll see how this one plays out. But I would strap in today and get ready for a crazy 7 hours. Again, we have more data on Thursday. Shouldn't be much. Again, big 10-year bond auction. That's going to be the next thing we're going to watch out for. And then that's it. So, Chad, you got less than 1 minute to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. We already hit 1150, baby. Oh, yeah. Carissa would be proud. Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. So thank you for liking the video. Thank you all for holding it down, showing love. You have any questions, you let me know. You call out any plays. Interact with the chat. Let's have a good time. Oracle's already up 10% still. Damn. So we'll see. Yeah, and then 3M. 3M is going to have a pullback eventually, but that one should be exciting. So we will find out. All right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding! Round 1. Fight. Let's see. 3M options are still closed. So that's it. We are green for now. We're like barely. Russell's red. We're like barely where we were at when the data came out. So that's the thing. I mean, you're practically unchanged on the data itself. Let's see. Let's go. I like the oracles, but they're hard. Let me know when the 3M chain opens up. Intel moving. Oracle's chain is open, and actually some of those oracles didn't go that crazy. That's sad. Oh, dude, they fucked the Oracle chain up. Yeah, so again, I think it was the 130s. Those only went up 40%. That's crazy. So, yo, those Oracle contracts didn't even hit. Again, Oracle is pricing in a lot. 3M's good. Again, the option chain is still closed on 3M. I do think at like 101 is the price you want to look at. But like 101 on 3M, if it gets above there, that'll be good. Otherwise, it might top out around 101.5. All right, now the oracles are trying to come up. But, bro, that option chain, they added like 10 different options on the Oracle. So, again, Oracle was pricing in a lot for yesterday. But, like, literally, they added all of these options. So, like, these options would have been close together, and it just clapped everything. But I'm surprised. All of the premiums. And if Oracle takes off, though, all those premiums are cheap. So 3M already came down. Again, I think option chain is already closed. Literally, there's Oracle out of the money's break even. ARM 124. Isn't today the lockup? 3M is out. The options are open. Yes, it is. The 3M option chain is broken. There's options that didn't even exist on here. Most of these, nobody's even trading them. And then all the bids are up at $2. So, yeah, even 3M. I don't know. You could go with shares on any of these. I like the Oracle options the best, though, just because they're cheap. You just need Oracle to actually go up, but you're not really even paying a premium. .3M new CEO, JD. Oh, I don't know if our options went up. Remember, we had one. That was all over. ARM is still selling off. Oracle trying to move here a little bit. Oh, well, there it is. There's Oracle. Just woke up. That one went up 17. Wait, what? Oh, they just scammed. Bro, what? Oh, those might hit. Right when I put in an order, they changed the bid on me. And then they filled one of the other ones. That's crazy. I got scammed on Oracle. Well, I made an Oracle play right now. But that was kind of scammy. I wanted the cheaper one, but whatever, I'll take it. No, they scammed there and won. There was one option on that chain. It was going to fill, and I thought my order got filled, and then it didn't. So I already got clapped on one of the options there. It already came down. All right. So not a recommendation. You will lose money. Be very careful. I grabbed an Oracle April 19th. I grabbed a 150 call for 40 cents. Those contracts were dead, and then that little candle woke them up. But I was trying to get the 155s for 20 cents. And then they just, like, right when I put in the order, the market makers started being hella weird. So $40 for April. It's kind of pricey, but the good part is you didn't really have to pay too much of the premium compared. So you got, it's like a little bit where it was at yesterday, but now the stock is 13% closer. Oh, Oracle. I'm sorry. I said Oracle. My bad. I meant Oracle. Forgive me. Yeah, Oracle. They're in an all-time high. Tesla, SPY coming down now. So are we now below CPI? Yeah, you've faded CPI level now. So you are going a little lower. Even gold dropped here. What is that? Abivi or BioVi? And then where's that other one? RGLS. Damn, that one's still holding. So that one hasn't came down. If RGLS drops to like low twos, call that one out. MO calls up 200. Oh, really? No way. That's what you meant by 200? Damn, mine's only up 100, but it's the spread. Yeah, MO's spread is literally 7 cents to 16 cents. The spread on MO is 100%. But yeah, MO is up another 1%. Thanks for the early morning helping understand. Hey, man, God bless. What's up, Rhino? Bright and early, baby. Bright and early. So, again, SPY coming lower. You are below CPI. Someone remember, what, 512.60 to 512.80. Someone just remember that number for the SPY. Because, again, that's literally the CPI level. I wouldn't be surprised if VWAP is there. But, yeah, like 512.60 to 512.80. This candle right here is like, that's where CPI was. So that's going to be important here. Again, NASDAQ starting to sell off. Tesla. Again, MO, that's what you guys kept saying, 200. I was like, what do you mean 200? But the MO plays are up, but the spread is just vicious. Well, that's good if it lasts. And then again, I like RGLS if that gets cheaper. Did the Oracle, that one still go? I think Oracle is going to do well. Anytime the options get cheap and then they scam me on my orders, those are the ones that take off. But I'm only put $40. Hopefully we get lucky on that one. Oracle. Oh, those HPQs too. CLRO, Mara tanking, Boeing, 3M came down too. Again, that $100. Very, very stubborn. MO, the bid went up on the MO contracts, but my goodness. Or no, just to ask. ADM on the high now. Again, they had a buyback too. I thought ADM, it's up 6 now actually. If ADM starts moving, it might break out of there. I don't know. Did our contracts do anything? ADM starting to break out. Yeah, our contracts are up 23%. No shit. So ADM plays actually ended up holding up. A little bit. ADM. The SPY still going lower. I'm watching the NASDAQ drop. It's live. That's not going. TSM pop. Netflix dying. TSM. Meta trying. Meta was crazy in the morning. And then even then, like I told you, I think Meta, if it sucks, if today was like really good, Meta would have been the easy one. I think yesterday was just a crazy sell-off on that Trump shit. That made no sense. Costco's coming back up. Boeing new lows. Oh, they give me a good price on that. Nice. I'm down. Oh, there's no news thing? Well, thank you for reminding me, my brethren. Thank you for. Oh, is that? Oh, that's BW. Macy's on the high. I thought it was 3M again. Macy's up 2%, going crazy. Meta going back up. Damn. Kind of bad timing on that, unless they went up. Yeah, a little bit. All right. Not a recommendation. You will lose money. I grabbed a ADM play. I actually went a little bit bigger. I'm planning to sell and make these free, but I like this play yesterday. I was just telling you. So the fact that it actually had good earnings and is starting to climb up, it already gave back some, so I was hoping it broke out from here. That's going to slow it down, but I did ADM April $70 calls. I grabbed 10 of them at 15 cents, 16, and then I'm planning on making some of those free. Airbnb, we got to get back to 168. But yeah, Archer Daniel call April. So a little bit of time, around $70 is where they fill the gap. But again, I just like that they're up after all of that. Yeah, Airbnb is doing good. NVIDIA on the low. Disney's on the low. Where's Baba? Again, China stocks were actually doing amazing today. JD's at 27. Fuck. Oh, I wish I held those shares. Damn. JD calls are up 58%. We have till April on that. So those are actually still riding. Oh, and then those Kroger calls came back up to 3M back above 100. JD's doing very good. Yeah, 3M options are kind of difficult. I couldn't really find anything there. I do like, but 3M's kind of like, it moves hella weird. Because it likes to hit those levels and just sell off out of nowhere. MO came down. Pfizer sold off 1.3. Macy's is still going. That's now 3% on Macy's. That's a very, very big move. ADM play went to 10 to 15 after you said it. Yeah, but after I bought it, it went from 15 to 10. So usually right when the options, I mean, that's welcome to the option scamming game. Those market makers run it up. So I either get a really good deal or a really bad deal. And then if there's more liquidity, it just moves things around. So like I bought that play, and then right when you guys started buying it, the price went down. So I took a loss, and then now it's back to 10 to 15. But that's also because the stock moved a little bit. I'm still in PTN, yeah. I'm going to give them a little bit. Again, they have a little bit of that GLP-1 exposure. Again, JD's up. The MOs are up too, but they were doing a lot better yesterday. Oh, Marvel at 72. So they still haven't even bounced yet. And then where's Oracle? Oracle calmed down. SPY going lower. So again, you are negative. You filled the gap now of yesterday. SPY is negative. NASDAQ going break even. Dow is red already, and then Russell's down 0.5. But you are now negative from CPI release. So you're getting into the lower end. Again, bonds have already sold off. They're not really moving too much, but everything else is getting dragged with it. CPI numbers, core was hot. It was really, honestly, I'm surprised the market went up for a little bit, but it was hawkish. You had a hot inflation print once again. I would say it's due to the data, but then again, I mean, you did go up a little bit. But generally speaking, I think the data is a good one to blame. Yeah, NVIDIA was given up earlier. Some names more than others are holding. Again, Nordstrom's and Macy's. Those ones are interesting. And then again, a lot of bad guidance in airline land today. All of those are trading lower. Tesla's even down. Oracle's holding up. 3M as well. Ultra even coming down. And again, SPY going lower. Rum sold off. Yeah, again, I think you're starting to feel the hot print. I mean, we are down, 30 points from the open? And then, again, you are trading now near the low end of the wick right when the data came out. ADM, I grab April calls. It's at 13. I think that's it. I overpaid. Like I was saying, when I bought the contract, they were wider spread, more price, so they came down. But that play, you got to be careful. Yeah, ADM stops right here, you're going to lose all your money. As ADM breaks out and we get above this level, you're open back up to the gap fill. You got enough time to get lucky on it. So that's generally the whole idea with that play. But again, they increased buyback. They took an impairment charge of $118 million. Wasn't that bad considering they had multiple years and another little investigation. But that is the general idea. Again, JD's running and your MO plays. MO plays were up 300% earlier, but no, not anymore. Oracle's coming down. Ten-year is up a decent amount. Kroger's running, so we still got those calls. Those are working up a little bit. But SPY's going lower, so we are selling off here now. Again, it's barely red. Don't let me be so dramatic, but, the fact was you had a hot print and then we went up, and now we're finally going down. So I think it's just balancing everything out. You're near the low. High ticker still has a couple of names. Low ticker, I'm seeing Amazon's, Microsoft, DraftKings, Tech, ServiceNow. So a lot of names there. Yeah, Amazon's about to go red. Google's actually, damn, these names are all in the red or in the green. So literally all your big tech is in the green right now, except Apple maybe. Apple and then Micro. Yeah, all big tech is holding up. And then NVIDIA's even still in the green. ARM down 3%. I mean, holy lockup. Federal Reserve to start tapering quantitative tightening program from June, said 14 of 26 strategists. So just a survey. That'd be good. That's bullish. DTSS, ELF on the high. Again, Ulta has earnings on Thursday, I believe. CPI hasn't been good all year. That's kind of the whole point. So to start off this year, every inflation print has came in hotter than expected. Last month was really hot. And it started getting people thinking about it again. But now this has been the second time in a row. But you're looking at this whole year of 24. The idea has stayed the same. The narrative is still intact. It's still very slow moving. But in general, all inflation data this year has been bad, whether it's PCE, PPI, or anything, and then especially CPI, and then core and super core. All of them have been fairly negative in the sense that they have gone up and been hotter than people expected. All right, little bounce. I don't know if that little quantitative tightening survey got people moving, but again, it is early morning still, and we just made a 30, 40 point move off the data. CCJ climbing. Come on. Yeah, ADM just chilling. Where's Square? I like how Square's at 80, but they slowed down. NVIDIA, Oracle still up, man. Marvel, I'd like a little bit more out of you. FedEx. Well, the crazy part is FedEx got earnings in a couple of weeks. So remember, they start off the earnings season, but they're like really early. But like you're gonna have FedEx earnings before you know it. TSM dumped. Yeah, they're up 1.4 still. Again, all of big tech, and then NVO again. Wegovy got approved for heart disease, I believe today.